Hello chatboys out there. Today in this vlog I'm going to be telling you guys all about what I got to on my last 2 days of this week, which are my Thursday and Friday. I hope you guys have all had a lovely week and you're all enjoying your last 2 days of the week, almost the weekend. On my Thursday I got up after a nice line. I didn't have work and I had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast and was just watching a bit of Netflix, just a bit of music, just drawing and colouring in. My mum was still asleep. My dad had gone off to work and then gone off fishing, which he does most Thursdays. My older brother was at my aunt's caravan with his girlfriend for the week. Older sister was at hers, younger brother at his and younger sister at hers. And my mum then got up from being asleep and I was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who and was just listening to a bit of Kylie, and then I headed off for a big walk, and it was a lovely sunny day, lovely blue skies, and was loving the sunshine. And I headed off up to the high street whilst on my walk, and I had a look inside the charge shops. I then went off to one of the flower shops and I got some flower snaps from there that I'll show you guys now. I then went off and I had a look around some of the other charge shops and went into W. Smith's and to one of the book shops. I then went off to one of the other flower shops and I got some plant starts from there that I'll show you guys now. I love all the succulents and cactuses in there and all the lovely patterns on the leaves and plants hang from the windows. This is so cute. I was then just having a nice chat with the flower shop keepers in there. I then got some flower starts from there that I'm show you guys now. The colours on the flowers are so beautiful, such lovely colours. I especially love the dahlias with the patterns on them are just so stunning and it smells so good. I then went off to one of my favourite little cafes, which is just across the road from that flower shop, and got a white chocolate blueberry frappe from there. I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It was so delicious. I then got myself a Greggs lunch and I got back and had that and it was so good. I had a cheese and pasty, a sprinkled donut and an apple juice. I love apple juice so much. I think if you pricked me instead of blood, apple juice would probably come out of my veins because I love apple juice so much. Then I watched Home and Away, wrote a bit in my journal, listened to a bit of music, did some drawing and colouring in, and then I went off for a massive walk and I got some flower snaps. Let me show you guys now. Such lovely colourful flowers from my walk. Loving my walks at the moment with the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I've been able to get out on lots of walks, keeping fit, trying to get in a bit of shape before holiday, get my beach body ready. Doubt that's going to happen, but yeah, it's good to get out, clear my head, and yeah, I just love being able to live in the countryside where there's lots of lovely country walks to go on, lovely lanes to go down, and lots of places to explore. And then on my way back from my walk, I went off to the care home where my grandpa is now living, and my grandma and older sister were there already, so I joined them and had a nice chat with my grandpa, having a lovely catch up with him, and he seems to be settling well. Then my older sister dropped me back to mine and my grandma popped in for a bit, and then my older sister dropped my grandma back to hers and my older sister went off back to hers. I was then just watching some stuff on Netflix. I then ended up having a nap, woke up and was like, oh my god, I've got touch rugby, I'm going to be late. So I was quickly trying to get ready and I couldn't find my touch rugby t-shirt anywhere, so I just had to grab a random sports t-shirt from my pyjama drawer where there's random t-shirts in and put this blue one on. I was like, that'll have to do. Quickly got ready. My older sister then came and picked me up and we headed off to touch rugby, and it was a really good touch rugby session. I did some really good running and passing and catching. Didn't score a try, but it's the taking part that counts. I did help keep the ball away from the opposite team, and we were doing like hot potatoes, so we would literally pass it around, so they would literally run around like headless chickens at one point, so that was very funny. And it was a really good session. We had quite a good turnout as well. Then we finished the session, and me and my older sister got back. I then got changed, showered and changed into my PJs, and had curry for tea. I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It was so delicious. I love a curry. Then my dad got back from being at fishing, and he had a really good time, and he then went down to my older sister's house with her, and they brought up this sofa I'm currently sat on in my younger sister's room, aka the spare room while she's not here, and it's so comfortable, and it pulls up into a bed. Sorry if the lighting isn't the best. I'm sat here and it's actually really comfortable, and so yeah, apologies if you can't see my mug or if it's a bit dark in areas, but that's all good because I've got bags of days under these eyes. These bags under my eyes are designer, and yeah, it was a really good session, and the curry was really good, and my older sister and dad brought this up, and I helped put it on the chairlift and then press the button for it to come up into here, and the bed that was in here has now gone to the tip because it was kind of breaking, so now this sofa is in here instead, which opens the room up a lot more, and I'll be able to sit in here and do some nice vlogs for you guys. And then me and my older sister played a few games of Uno, and I won a few games, she won a lot of games, and I got a really good hand, but she got an even better hand, and she took a photo and put on her Instagram stories of the hand she had, and I was screwed. But yeah, it was a really good time playing some Uno, and then she stayed pretty late. It was like 11 o'clock, maybe even later by the time she went home, because we could listen to music, chatting, having a lovely evening with me, my mum and my sister. My dad went to bed early because he was pretty pooped, and then my older sister went home. I was then just watching some Netflix, finished writing my journal, had some cereal, and then put my journal away, and then went off to bed myself. And I was supposed to be working 10 till 3 today, which is my Friday, but I'm now working 6 till close instead, because I was supposed to be doing 10 till 3, but my colleague has football in the evening, so she can't, so we swapped shifts. And then one of my colleagues was wanting extra shifts, so she was like, does anyone want to swap a Monday evening or Friday evening? So I was like, yeah, sure. So it meant that my colleague would be having a Friday off because she's got football, and I'd be doing my 10 till 3 again. But then my colleague who wanted extra hours isn't feeling very well, so they are not able to work tonight, and so I'm going to be working the 6 till 10, and my colleague is now doing the 10 till 3 that I thought I was going to be going back to, so she could do football in the evening. So complicated, but basis of it is now I'm working 6 till 11, and I've got a split shift the next day doing 11 till 3, 6 till 10, and then doing 5 till close on Monday. Then I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday, back in Thursday 10 till 3, off Friday, Saturday, and then I'm off on my holidays for 2 weeks, and I'm so excited for that. Got to get a shave before holiday, look nice for those holiday snaps, and I cannot wait to get down to Devon for a week. And then the second week I'll be home, but I'll be able to just relax and enjoy before going back to work on the 2nd. So I'm off from the 18th to the 2nd of September, and yeah, I just cannot wait. I am so excited for this holiday. I need a good rest, not having to set any alarms, and it shall be so good. And then on my Friday daytime, I watched Red, White and Royal Blue, the TV film based on the book of Amazon Prime, and it was so bloody adorable. Red, White and Royal Blue. I was literally posting so many photos, hashtag on Twitter, along with all my other followers who are literally obsessed with it like me. And Stephen Fry plays the king in it, spoiler alert, and he also plays the headmaster in Heartstopper, one of my other favourite LGBT series. So he's in one of my favourite LGBT series, and also one of my new favourite LGBT films. What a legend. It was so adorable. I then had some toast and a cup of tea and got showered and changed, and my older sister was doing a removal job, so she came in a break with a big van on our driveway, and she watched a bit of Red, White and Royal Blue with me, and then she went after a break and went off back to her removal job that she's doing over the summer. And my mum then got up, my dad went off to bed, and then I got myself ready to go off on a massive walk and headed up to the garden centre. And whilst on my walk up to the garden centre, I got a stamp of these pretty autumnal coloured leaves that I'm going to show you guys now. They're so beautiful, give me autumn vibes. I also got a really cute selfie in front of those, and my hair was looking lovely and fluffy and bouncy and very blonde apparently. My colleague and my sister have been saying it's looking very blonde at the moment, and my eyes were looking super blue as well. So I was like, I'll have that, I love it, love when a good selfie turns out well. And I did end up taking about 20, and then I made my way up to the garden centre. I got to the garden centre and I got some flower starts from there first of all that I'm going to show you guys now. Such lovely colours, love all the patterns. I really like the unique ones, the ones with really cool little patterns and leaves and stuff. They're just so pretty, the ones that like catch my eye. I then went inside of the garden centre and I got some plant starts from there that I'm going to show you guys now. I love that plant section so much, they've expanded it so there's lots of different things to get snaps off from there now. Love all the succulents and cactus and the little plant pots. The animal ones are so adorable. I was so tempted to get one, but I was like, no, don't need it. I'm trying to save it for when I go on holiday. And then I had a look in the stationery and homeware section and was looking at some of the notebooks and pillows and stuff from there. I then, on the way out, got some more flower snaps as a few caught my eye, and I'm going to show you guys those flower snaps I got now. Such lovely colours on these flower snaps. I love all the patterns on them. I could stay in that garden centre all day if I could. It's one of my happy places. I then made my way back, and on the way back I got myself some lunch from One Stop. I then got back and my dad was up from his nap and was sorting stuff on the house. He then went off back to work to lock up, and my mum had gone to see my grandpa in the care home. She then was back, and I went back up to One Stop because I wanted to get the Inside Soap magazine, as it has an article about Max Bowden, who plays Ben in EastEnders, about the eating disorder storyline, but they didn't have it, so I went up there for nothing. I then got back and I cooled down by the fire as it's so bloody hot at the moment, and I then sorted out my Bluetooth dial, wrote a bit of my journal, listened to a bit of music, and had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and was just reading a bit of Heartstopper Volume 4, which I'm reading at the moment. I'm also currently trying to read the last To All the Boys I Love for 4 book. My problem is that I start reading like 6 books all at once because I get excited and start reading one book and then another book, and I'm then reading like 3 books all at once. So I need to stick to reading one. And I then was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, got my uniform ready for work tonight, and I then had my lunch, posted some new TikToks, and was watching some TikToks and some vlogs, and I'm now off to go and watch these Home and Away, and then probably just chill for the rest of the afternoon before going to work this evening. I hope you guys are all having a lovely week and all have a lovely rest of your Friday, and all have a wonderful weekend ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon. Bye.